Despite having a $0 annual fee, the Chase Freedom Unlimited is a fantastic credit card that offers a lot of benefits and gives many people at different stages in their credit card journeys the ability to receive a ton of value. And I've had the Chase Freedom Unlimited for over a year now, so I wanted to give a full breakdown on the Freedom Unlimited and discuss all the positives and negatives for this credit card. And then I'll also discuss what I've been doing with this card and how I've been able to maximize the value from the points that I earn, and then also my plan with this credit card going forward. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so as I mentioned, the Chase Freedom Unlimited does not have an annual fee, but despite not having an annual fee, the Freedom Unlimited offers a fantastic welcome bonus, which you'll be able to receive $200 cash back and 5% back on groceries during your first year if you're able to spend $500 or more in the first 3 months of having the card. First of all, that $200 cash back is actually going to be given to you in the form of 20,000 Chase points, which is an important thing to note because you can actually get significantly more value than $200, and I will discuss this more in a second. But then even beyond the $200 or more in value that you get from those points, you'll also get 5% back on groceries during your first year, which is a lot of people's most popular spending category, so you can get a lot of value from that as well, and that's all with a spend requirement of only $500. Next, the Chase Freedom Unlimited is going to get you multipliers of 5x back on travel booked through the Chase portal, 3x back on dining, 3x back on drugstores, and then 1.5x back on everything else. So a couple things to note about those point multipliers. The 3x back on dining can be really valuable, and it's a multiplier that I've been using in my own setup before I got my American Express Gold card, and I will discuss this in more detail later in the video. And then the 1.5x back is the key value characteristic on the Chase Freedom Unlimited because it means that you can use the Freedom Unlimited as a catch-all credit card, which essentially means to use the Chase Freedom Unlimited for any purchases that fall out of major spending categories like grocery stores, gas stations, or dining. But even though the Chase Freedom Unlimited is already a really solid option by itself, you can take the value on this card even further if you're able to pair it with a more premium Chase credit card like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. The reason for this is because you actually have the ability to combine Chase points, so you can basically take all of the points that you earn on your Chase Freedom Unlimited and then transfer them up to a more premium Chase credit card like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Chase Sapphire Reserve. Then, instead of just getting 1 cent per point in cash back with the Chase Freedom Unlimited, when you transfer your points from the Chase Freedom Unlimited up to a card like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and then you redeem those points for travel through the Chase portal, you're going to get 25% more value for your points. And that's not even the best part, because when you transfer your Chase points up to the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you'll also unlock the ability to transfer out your points to Chase's travel partners. In the credit card world, this is known as the best possible redemption option, because when you take this route, you'll be able to get 2 cents per point or more in redemption value. Chase also has some of the best hotel and airline travel partners out of any credit card issuer, so it's definitely reasonable to expect that you could even get more than 2 cents per point in redemption value. For example, one of the best travel partners that Chase has that can get you some of the best redemption value is going to be the hotel partner Hyatt. So let's say that you wanted to go to the Grand Hyatt in Vail, Colorado, which is a really popular place for outdoor enthusiasts. Well, the lowest cash rate for a 1 king bed room would be $990 a night, but you would only need 21,000 Hyatt points to actually book this property. So if you take into account the cash price and the amount of points that you would need to book that same room, that redemption would give you a value of 4.7 cents per point, which really just speaks to how much value that you can get by taking the route of transferring out your Chase points to Chase's travel partners. Okay, so now that I've given you an overview of the Chase Freedom Unlimited, let's get into some of the positives and negatives from some observations that I've made after having this card for over a year. So the first positive on the Chase Freedom Unlimited is going to be that you're able to earn Chase Ultimate Rewards points from this credit card. As I mentioned earlier in this video, this can be a little bit deceiving because the welcome bonus technically insinuates that the Chase Freedom Unlimited is a cashback credit card, but in reality, you're going to be earning Chase Ultimate Rewards points. I did touch on this earlier in the video, but the fact that the Chase Freedom Unlimited is going to be earning Chase points is really important, especially for my own situation, because I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, so I'll have 2 options for getting higher redemption value from the points that I earn on my Chase Freedom Unlimited. Since I did already touch on this earlier, I will be really quick, but basically, since I earn Chase Ultimate Rewards points on my Chase Freedom Unlimited, I can transfer those points up to my Chase Sapphire Preferred, and then get 100% more value for the points that I earn on my Freedom Unlimited, because then I can transfer those points out to Chase's travel partners. The next positive on the Chase Freedom Unlimited is that this credit card does not have an annual fee. The reason that I would consider this a positive on the Chase Freedom Unlimited is because since the card does not have an annual fee, this card is going to be really appealing for beginners or people who are just starting out in their credit card journeys. And that's because since this credit card does not have an annual fee, you'll never need to cancel it, which will mean that you'll be able to increase the length of your credit history, which will positively impact your credit score over time. And then overall, since the Chase Freedom Unlimited does not have an annual fee, there's really no risk or downside to this credit card. The next positive on the Chase Freedom Unlimited is going to be the welcome bonus. The welcome bonus on this card is going to be to receive 20,000 Chase points and 5% back on grocery stores during your first year if you're able to spend $500 or more in the first 3 months. Those 20,000 Chase points can give you an upside of potentially over $400 in value. And then grocery stores is a lot of people's highest spend category. So you can basically use the Freedom Unlimited as your dedicated grocery store card during your first year of having it. Finally, the last positive on the Chase Freedom Unlimited is going to be the ability to use the Freedom Unlimited as your catch-all credit card. The Chase Freedom Unlimited is going to get you 1.5x back on all purchases, which I know is lower than some other catch-all credit cards that are out there, like the Citi Double Cash, which will get you 2x back on everything. However, I would argue that Chase points are just significantly more valuable than Citi points, especially when you consider that Chase is some of the best travel partners out there that can really increase your redemption value upside. But while there are a lot of positives on the Chase Freedom Unlimited, I am giving an honest review on this credit card, so I need to discuss the negatives as well. The first negative on the Chase Freedom Unlimited is that as you continue to upgrade your credit card setup, you're gonna get less value from the card. So for instance, I used to use my Chase Freedom Unlimited as my go-to dining card, as I would get 3x back in that category, but then I got the American Express Gold card, which got me 4x back on dining, and so that was my replacement for that category. Ultimately, this is a negative for the Chase Freedom Unlimited, but it's also gonna be a negative for most credit cards because as you continue to improve your credit card setup, you're inevitably going to outgrow certain multipliers. The next negative on the Chase Freedom Unlimited is that there is a 3% foreign transaction fee, which means that this card is not gonna be the best option when you're traveling internationally. Finally, the last negative on the Chase Freedom Unlimited is that this card doesn't offer some of the perks that are typically offered on some other credit cards, such as cell phone protection. All right, so those are all the details on the Chase Freedom Unlimited, but what exactly have I been doing with this card within my overall credit card setup? Well, first of all, since this card gets 1.5x back on everything, I've been using my Freedom Unlimited as my catch-all credit card, so basically for any purchases that fall out of specific spending categories. Then I was able to capitalize on getting 5% back on gas stations during my first year as part of the welcome bonus, so I've been using my Chase Freedom Unlimited as my gas station credit card. And then up to this point, I had been using my Chase Freedom Unlimited in the dining category to get 3x back on dining. But as I mentioned, I've since upgraded my setup and added the American Express Gold card, so I'll no longer use my Freedom Unlimited for the dining category. Going forward, the gas station benefit is going to be over soon, so I'll mainly be using my Chase Freedom Unlimited as my catch-all credit card to get 1.5x back on everything. But I'm not going to be making any purchases on my Chase Freedom Unlimited to start 2023, and that's because of a strategy that I'm using to put all of my spending on my Hilton Surpass card. So if you want to see a full video in which I break down that strategy, then go watch this video next. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace.